The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. We're going to keep this one pretty short today, guys, because we don't need to talk too much. Just so you know, you're still mounting above that level 1995. That is your major key level here in the Nasdaq. It is your high established on June 13th before you pulled back and then flip that overall level. You look decent still. You're holding that, and that's what you really want to see. Now, on the after hours, you had Micron earnings. They did beat, but their guidance isn't as good as you would have liked. So that is worth mentioning. You are still holding that higher low little trend that you kind of had way back here on Micron. It's been one of the better semiconductor names out there, but definitely pulling back the semiconductor market as we speak. And the semiconductor market has been the one area that's really held the market back, in my opinion, because as you see, we came down to our level in SMH, you bounced, and you're trying to get back over this overall level right there, a little level established right there. You can see you're finding resistance. You ended the day there, and now you're rejecting back down. And this just isn't Micron. It's NVIDIA. It's AVGO. It's AMD. It's all of them. They don't look the greatest right here. So that's the big thing there. Now, what I will say, rest of the market, very interesting. Going back to the Nasdaq, you can see Nasdaq Q's holding up very, very strong, pushing up, getting back in the 20K region or middle part of the day, give or take. Now, this comes in part with XLK, the tech ETF. Now, you could argue that the tech ETF is kind of making a little bit of a flag here. I would not make that argument. I think tech still looks very good. I really want to see XLK get back above 227, though. That'd be the level that I'm watching. And as you can see, this is, you're at all-time high territory still here on XLK. If tech can mount back above this, I think you look very, very good, right, to push back into all-time highs. Now, when we look broad markets, we look SPY, etc., and you can still see you're holding your key level there as well. 544 roughly. That's all you want to see right there. Now, again, broad markets, we look at number one, Apple, holding up very well. In that bull flag, great action on the day, bouncing from basically 210 into highs of around 215. You get back above 214.7, I think you're running back into 219, 220. With ease, Apple still looks pretty bullish, in my opinion, so I'd definitely be watching that one. You go over Microsoft, and I just want to go over XLK names so you can really understand what's moving the market and what looks so good here. You go to Microsoft, and as you see here on like the 1 hour chart, I mean, clear as day, very, very, very strong action here. As you can see, higher lows clearly established, still there, pushing up, and then you're breaking out as well. This like local high here. You're going to break and a retest as we speak, breaking, retest, trying to get the push back up. Go a little bit further. We go into Meta, another great push happening here. Again, this is what we've been waiting for, getting back above 510, holding all day long. You held above this, trying to break back up. If you get back above this and hold above 510, I know I got you going back into local all-time highs, 520, maybe even 530. So again, the list goes on. We go to Netflix. What's happening here? Bull flagging at highs, still making higher lows on higher time frames. Again, you're holding above 676. Above 676, I got you pushing into all-time highs in your 701. Again, you're seeing the same overall trend. Amazon, you get that massive ascending triangle. I've been telling you guys, if you don't follow on Twitter, I recommend doing so. I recommend it. Again, I post all these charts, my thoughts, what I'm trading, what I like, etc. It's always there all throughout the day. Amazon, I said above 184, it's a long. You get above it, you push to 189, you get above 190, boom, you go crazy. Now, Amazon did have some news. Okay, this is worth mentioning. Amazon did have some news. I think I retweeted it on here. So yeah, so they released a AI chip, or they announced the release of a new AI chip they're going to be launching, but also they're launching Temu lookalike discount section on the platform with products directly from China. If you guys don't know, the Temu products, this has been TikTok Shop, etc. This is very interesting. This is a whole new income stream. They're already making a lot of money off of consumers, and they're looking to double down on that. Kind of love it. Looks awesome. So again, Amazon's still killing it. So broad markets, you're doing well. Now, one area I wanted to see on the day was, could Dow bounce? And Dow, for the most part, didn't look incredible. So you can kind of see as we start off the day, you get a little bit of a dip, right? 8 a.m. starts, you come down, boom, you pop right back up, though. You hit your key level, 39.3. Now, we need to get back above 39.7 in order to really look good, right? Right about the top of this range, give or take, right there locally around this little area, right? But now we're pushing back in, getting rejected. So we want to see if Dow can get some love pushing back up as well, because we want all the sectors moving, not just one in particular, right? So that's what we're seeing there. XLF, again, you saw a little bit of a sell-off today. I still think XOLF looks really good. You're clearly making a pennant up here, worth mentioning. And again, it's important that we understand that it's not just one. Everyone likes to say, oh, it's just semiconductors. Well, it's not. Semiconductors are selling off right now, but guess what? The market still looks really good. XOLF holding up, making higher lows, trying to break back to the upside. And we look at some of these names in XOLF, like JP Morgan, one of the most bullish names out there. Morgan Stanley looks pretty good too. These are all-time, I believe it's all-time highs right there, but you still look really good on Morgan Stanley, right? Goldman Sachs, this is probably one of the best looking names out there, but you still look good. The moral of the story is stocks still look fantastic, okay? And what I was saying is you can't get bearish. When can we not get bearish until? It's very, very simple and easy to understand. You cannot get bearish, in my opinion, or aggressively trading the downside until we break below the 19.7 area down here. You break this level, and I think bears are in control. I think you're pushing down about 300 points on 19.4. Until then, there's nothing you can do. If you got back above 19.5, you look really good. So overall, what I'm watching very closely is holding this level. Above 19.95, you look really good back into the upside. Okay, guys? Now, when we go and we look at something like what's happening here on the options chain, this is worth mentioning, okay? You need to keep your head on a swivel. And like Meta, it's one of the harder names to trade. I'm going to tell you right now, the contracts are expensive. I'm looking to trade anything. I like the 530s. Those make the most sense for me right here, so make sure you check them out. Okay, going through Apple. Again, I just want to run through option contracts that I like that I'm watching. Apple, I like the August 16th. If you get back above 215 for a shorter term trade, the 220s are really nice as well. Dated, obviously my favorite contracts, the ones I continue to hold, are the January contracts. These are my favorite down here, 220s, 215s. I think you can even go for 230s. Keep your head on a swivel there. Energy names, Exxon, I've been saying this one. You've been seeing this all over my Twitter. Again, the 220s are very cheap. The 115s also pretty affordable. What I'd be watching there. Going into something like, trying to think, Amazon. It's hard to do a lot here on Amazon. But again, I'd be going for something like the 816s, not too far out. But again, I'm looking for this to 200 push to happen sooner than later. I think Amazon's very bullish with where you're at right now. Okay, so this is very important to understand. Also, too, if you're wondering like what platform I'm using, you can check out the affiliate link in my bio. This is Moomoo. Again, guys, I try to tell you guys the best platforms that I know, best platforms that I use every single day. And Moomoo's changed everything for me as far as trading. You also have your news in here as well. When I go to like my calendar, if for all you people wondering, like when we have new things happening, you don't have to go to an external platform anymore. You go to North America, look what's happening here on the week. You can change your days as well. Like for instance, the 28th, if we want to go to that day to see exactly what's happening, then we have our PCE data. So all this is right at your fingertips. It's also worth mentioning, okay? They have their headline news, and this is directly connected, I believe, to Seeking Alpha as well. So a lot of news articles in there. So make sure you're checking that out. But primarily, again, we're focused a lot on what's happening with the options chain in particular. So that's what we're looking at there. We'll come back into this. So that's what I'm looking at. Again, what do we need to know? You're bullish above 19.95. The end, okay? QQQ, you're bullish above your level here, 478.3. SPY, what's happening here? You're bullish above this level right here, 544. Those are your levels you're watching. You maintain those, you look at continued bullishness, in my opinion. Short term, though, I want to let you guys know, I don't think you're going to get too much action into tomorrow. I think we have a little bit of a slowdown going into, personally, going into PCE on Wednesday or Friday. I'm also watching the dollar. It's been tracking to the upside, signaling a risk-off mentality. U.S. yields will come into oil here in a second. U.S. yields pushing up as well back into the 200 SMA. We'll see the reaction there. Again, this is perfectly timed with PCE as well, so it's not a big shock. If PCE comes out cool, I could see yields just dropping right back down. And a lot of the dollar movements happening based on what's happening with the yen and other foreign currencies. So again, I don't think it's primarily just what's happening with the U.S. market. So do understand and know that as well. Oil continues to just hold our level here. Right? Oil's been a trade that we've been mentioning. But again, I also want to highlight when you're looking at PCE or any data at all, I usually go about 20 days back from where we're at. So if I go right here and we're at the 26th, I go all the way back to around June 6th roughly. All this doesn't really matter, right? This oil move will not matter towards PCE or inflation at all. It's going to be around 20 days and then 30 days to 20 days prior, right? And, you know, we've seen obviously oil just be tanking. So I think PC is going to come out decent. I think inflation numbers look good, but I don't think it's a real representation of this just yet. And I think going into July, we'll see more inflation numbers that could hurt us. Okay. That is worth mentioning also. Also remember too, next week is it's a short week because we have July 4th. I believe Wednesday is a half day, and then Thursday we are off. So also very important. And so going into energy, with energy performing this well, I've been really watching XLE. If you guys have been following on Twitter, again, I recommend you do so. You can see the trend, the downtrend that we've been in here on XLE, but you zoom out and you go to the daily and you can clearly see XLE still looks phenomenal, right? And then we go into Exxon, and Exxon's actually trying to break out. So I've been telling you guys on Twitter as well, if Exxon breaks out of this level above 115, you're looking for the upside into 119, 120. That's the trade there. I still think this trade looks great. And again, I keep telling you guys when we go into Exxon, XOM, that these contracts move great. Like, they're dated and they move really good. So keep them on your chart. Some of my favorite positions. Told you guys, shorter video today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, traders. If you have questions, comment down below. The Moo link's down below. My trading indicators are down below too. So make sure you check it all out. See you guys tomorrow.